by practicing some intentional vulnerability in friendships and relationships. To me, this is different maybe than what you might share in a sermon or in a message, standing on stage, but it's with certain people and in certain relationships, making sure they get to see a part of you that maybe not everybody else gets to see. Vulnerability leads to community.
Ministry is one of the loneliest, if I may say, industries that there are. It's a perplexing enigma wrapped in a riddle. And I think if you can get 2 or 3 real friends over the duration of your ministry, that's a serious gift. And to that end, the scriptures say that he or she who would have friends must first show themselves to be friendly. I have practiced and am practicing watching God bring interesting people into my life and then embracing them as the persons he wants in my world. I would urge you, look around you at the people God has already given you. And then from there, maybe you could pray for more.
Let me say this, I wholeheartedly reject the idea that you can't be friends with people on your staff. Now, I do know that that requires a certain level of care and maneuvering, but my closest friends are the guys and gals I am working every day with this same goal of making disciples at the Village Church. And then I have pastor friends on the outside of the Village who I am creating space for in my calendar. And so some of us, we go and hunt, others of us, we like to hike, others we like to just sit around a fire and hang out. But I think having a group inside that's tight and vulnerable, and there's a lot of trust is super important, but also kind of popping out and having those places with other pastors to share concerns, to learn from one another, and to encourage one another are both really important.
I think one of the most difficult parts of being in church leadership is the sense of isolation, right? Like you're in a context where people are able to be vulnerable with you. They look to you as their shepherd, as their spiritual safe place, but you can't reciprocate that. No matter how deep your struggles may be in private, you can't reciprocate that because they're your sheep. What I would encourage is, as a church leader, we have to be intentional about facilitating relationships with other church leaders who understand where we are. And I get it. Look, my husband and I pastor a local church together, and I know it can feel incredibly risky to share the parts of us that we wouldn't want anyone else to find out about. But y'all, we're in this together. And so I would encourage you to prayerfully consider who are other church leaders that God has placed in your life as rams in the bush to walk alongside of you and to help you grow in a sense of safety. So pray about it and move forward.